Hi, my name is Amber, and we are discussing Lead Gantt's interface, the things that we can do, the features available, everything. So that's coming up. In order to start Lead Gantt add-on, all you have to do is open up a blank sheet. Make sure that it is a blank sheet. Rename the sheet, whatever project name that you want to give it, and go into add-ons, Lead Gantt, and start. What this will do is open the Lead Gantt sidebar. Once the Lead Gantt sidebar is open, you'll notice that it'll automatically also generate 3 master sheets, a help file, and your project baseline. So if you wanted to get started straight away, you can jump in and start putting in details. However, it is always better to put in the contact details for people, at least their name and email addresses, for people who would be involved in the project or who you would want to send reminders. You can add different stages. You can tweak the holidays for the work days, or you can access the help files. All of these blue headlines over here, they will all have a different name once we've added all of these videos. So in fact, this video is actually going to go up here at this point, and then you will be at the baseline. So what I'm trying to do here is just explain you the different options, the interface. Lead Gantt is divided in different sections. The reason is that we could have as many sections as we wanted and not worry about any of the formatting or anything. Although this works on Google Sheet, there's something that you need to be cautious of, and that's that you can't right click on something and insert rows or columns to them. If you can't insert any columns whatsoever, because if you do, all the code that actually runs in the background is going to break. So I would suggest that you don't do that. If you end up doing that, you can reverse that thing. However, there is no guarantee that it'll function correctly. So the best option is that if you do end up inserting a column by mistake, you can go Control Z or Command Z to undo that. But if your sheet doesn't work, you will have to create a new sheet from scratch. These sections over here, this column B is all about task ID. So everything that you see in blue talks about what that column is about. We've got stages where you can select your stages. We've got tasks that you can put in over here. We've got task description that you can put in column E. And reference file or checklist, even budgeting, because this is Google Sheet, you can put in your formulas and add a budget over here. You can change the formatting of this column. This column is basically plain text, but I personally used it for checklist and reference files that I can attach to Lead Gantt. You can select the person responsible. Their email will pop up automatically. You can set up reminders, but the reminders can only be set up once you've got your work days and your start dates and end date. You can set predecessor in column L. You can add lag days in here, and then you can click on refresh Gantt. That'll create the Gantt chart. So let's go to another sheet so I can explain you what everything is. So over here I can go in and select allocate a stage to it. That is, if you want to allocate a stage. If you don't want to, you can leave that blank. You don't have to, but these stages are automatically picked up from the stages section. So whatever details you put in over here will automatically get added to the baseline or to any new sections that you add to it. Then we've got the task description. You can always attach or link. It's basically copying and pasting a link to another file that lives in the cloud. So for example, YouTube, there's a link to YouTube. There's a link to one of the videos that we are recording for this. So you can put in these details and it'll automatically generate a preview for you if you wanted to, or you could easily delete all of that and put in the formula for it. You can select the name of the responsible person, their email, and once you've done that, you can also, once you've set up your start date, end date, and the work days, predecessor, lag, you'll be able to set up the reminder for it as well. These are all some of these columns are all grouped together. That is so that we can work with our Gantt chart easily. You can click on it and collapse it, and it'll only show you, especially for scheduling when you're planning your project and you want to schedule the days, the start date, the predecessor, the lag. You don't want to see all these extra columns. You can simply collapse them and easily focus on your scheduling part of your project. You can collapse all the groups that we've got in this on the left side as well. So if you click on collapse, it's going to collapse all your tasks. You'll be able to see that where they start, where they finish as collectively, so that all the subtasks at the bottom, this will highlight the first day of the task in a darker blue, and it'll go right till the end. So this is so that you know that each task, when it starts and when it finishes. You can expand them again, and the blue outline that you see basically highlights the date today. So whatever date you actually open it, this is going to keep moving based on the actual date. The red dot represents that this path is dependent upon a path that's that has to occur previously. So if we expand over here, we'll see that this is task. This task 1.004 is dependent upon row number 8, which is row number here. So under predecessor, you have to put in the row number, not the task number. So that it's easier. We wanted to, when we were designing this, we wanted to make sure that it was as easy as possible. And the easiest thing is to actually look at the row number right here, so that and it's quicker as well. So if you just put in the row number, it'll automatically become dependent for that task to finish and go on. By default, all dates are actually dependent. So for example, if I was to put in just one over here, it'll say that it starts on the 4th and finishes on the 4th. 5th and 6th would be a Saturday or Sunday. That's why it actually starts on the 7th of December. So if I double click that, we'll see that 5th and 6th are indeed Saturdays and Sundays, and that's why it's automatically left that. And you can also minimize your Gantt section, so you don't have to have it open. But what you have to remember is that refresh Gantt button is your friend. You can press that anytime to recalculate the whole thing, although it automatically recalculates as we keep going. But we can sometimes, if we added something or deleted something, sometimes you will find that you might have to press the refresh Gantt, and it'll then force all the dates, all the task IDs, everything to recalculate. The orange section right here, that basically means that this is a different sheet. It's come out from another sheet, and it will almost always have, not almost always, it always does, would have a link to the sheet that you linked here. So if you ever wanted to jump on that sheet quickly, you can quickly jump on that sheet and see what's in there, because you cannot make changes to the tasks that are in there. And it only brings in the key major tasks. It will not bring in the subtasks, but it'll bring in the updates that we have. Okay, so it's giving me because this baseline is locked, but you can expand and collapse all of these, and it'll bring in the main updates. So for example, it'll tell you that this task is going to take 17 days. Overall, it's about 67% complete. And that's the start date and that's the end date for that. So it'll bring in those details, 17 work days to complete that task. 67%, and so on. And you can easily access it from within that section. So this we use the Lead Gantt button in order to do that. Email row is basically sending a reminder or asking for an update from somebody. So if I was to leave my leave my cursor anywhere on that row, and I was to press email row, it'll email that entire row to the person who's responsible if there is an email address over there. This is we already know that this is to set a reminder, and we will go into each one of these in more detail. You can pick a template over here. There's a section here, there are two buttons over here that says report bug and request feature. So we are planning to continually keep developing this because there are so many things we can do with this. We can add budgets to it, and there's a tracking feature that we're working on that will be released sometime next year. And you'll see that we've got, if you click on report a bug, a form would open. You can actually go in, select the add-on that you are using. We have a few. You can select Lead Gantt, for example, put in the details, what went wrong, whatever details extra that you can give us, that'll be great, and we will get back to you with that. You can also request a feature and say, select the add-on that you want to use and put in the request for that feature via these two links. If you are subscribed, it'll automatically show a green button over here that says subscribed, and that's the interface for Lead Gantt. I hope you like it.